Invasion angle.
Up next,
Fully
we
on.
have one of the toughest individuals in the game right now. She's a living deathmatch legend and the first and only woman to ever enter CZW's Tournament of Death and also win, as well as countless other achievements in the world of ultraviolence. Welcome, Mickie fucking Knuckles.
Yeah.
Claps. Hell yeah.
How's it
Goat
going?
of the deathmatch realm.
I don't know about. I don't like that word legend. That word legend bothers me with me. I'm not there yet. I'm
Fair
trying.
enough. Fair
I'm
enough.
trying, but I'm not there yet. Maybe if I get another tournament win under my belt, and that way I'll be tied for 10 with Tremont and Murdoch, then I'll be there. But
There you go.
working
Yeah,
on
so
it.
I saw you posted that recently. You're at 9 now, and yeah,
Nine.
10's on the way. I feel it.
Still
But
going strong. Kind of got a broken thumb right now, but
yeah, I was gonna ask.
I cracked this bone 2 weeks ago at the GCW JCW thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
cracked that at Cage's Survival, and then last Saturday, cracked this one. So I'm doing great.
And
Yeah.
you're starting JCW tour this week, right?
Yep, we're actually heading out right after this to towards Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska.
Good old
Hell
Omaha.
yeah.
Yep, I got to pick up a special surprise. Don't know if this is gonna air before or after that, so I'm not gonna ruin it. I got to pick up a special surprise from the airport, and then we'll be tearing shit up in Omaha. I hope the cops don't get called this time. That was a little rough last time. I was staying. I think they didn't think I was with the rest of the group because I was in a bra and some Daisy Dukes and fishnets with my whole ass hanging out, and I'm pretty sure they thought I was a prostitute. I was borderline
Yeah.
on which one would get me the lesser charge if I got locked up. Prostitution or gang-related violence. And I'm like, I don't know which
Yeah.
one. I gotta call my
Yeah.
lawyer. Give me a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Let
it
me
was awkward. It was very awkward. Good time.
I saw you recently did a spot where you went into light tubes and lemon juice. How fucking
Yeah.
bad did that suck?
Okay, so the lemon juice and lime, they had actual lemons and limes and juice and margarita mix with tequila, and like there was a lot going on. And so the cuts are bad enough with lemon and lime juice.
Yeah.
But would you take in consideration what I wear in death matches, which isn't smart, but it is me, which is a thong, and then you get lemon juice in areas lemon juice and lime juice should not get. That was uncomfortably tangy. We'll call it tangy.
Yeah.
There was a lot. I was like, no, I gotta rinse this out immediately. Like, no, we don't mess with that. So, but yeah, no, it was. I probably won't do that for a second. I don't know. Depends. I probably will because I'm a dumbass. But
Yeah. Are there
it'll
any
be great.
weapons that you would never fuck with?
The only weapon I won't fuck with is the one that Madman Pondo told me years ago about. And if anybody knows Madman Pondo will do fucking anything. Okay, he's a fucking Frankenstein. Um, with that being said, he did tell me to never, ever, ever do anything with pencils because he did a pencil boards match and ended up getting put in the hospital for a long time with lead poisoning. He said that's the closest he's ever felt like he was gonna die. And he said it was the worst pain imaginable because it was going through his blood system. The lead got into his blood system. And I'm like, well, if Pondo tells me not to do it, I ain't gonna fuck with it. I'll fuck with everything else if I need to. I don't like heights. We all know why. I broke my femur years and years ago, and now it's like muscle memory tragedy or whatever. My leg does this, and I get that knot in my stomach. And every time I go up high, I know I'm getting hurt. But then I gotta be like, well, mama didn't raise no bitch. They're all the way up there. Gotta do it. So yes, I'd be one of those ones that jump off a bridge if my friend told me to or did it themselves. So that's me. I'm not gonna bitch out. I gotta keep up. So, but yeah, but definitely never ever pencil boards ever.
Yeah. And anyway, it's outdated. Kids don't even know what pencils are anymore. So, like, what the fuck is that?
I know when I have to help my son do his homework because he was in third grade. I have to help him do his homework. I'm like, all right, buddy, where's your pencil? He's like, I don't have pencils, but I got markers. I got this. And he pulls out like a paint pen. I'm like, they don't make you do your homework in pencil. He's like, no, they don't care. And I was like, damn. Like, my
Yeah.
pencils were super strict. You had to have a number 2 pencil. I don't know how they knew it was a number 1. That's fucking, that counts. This
Yeah,
is
that's
not
some
another
type of
physical,
fucking.
Mickey. And I'm like, how'd you fucking know? Sorry.
Yeah, it was a
I got
fucking
some Goodwill.
scheme. Yeah, and like you take those tests and like the machines can't read it if it's not a number two. It's just like
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we don't.
It's
I don't
reading
buy
shades, all right. It's
Like, then
yeah,
you have somebody go, yes, 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 yes. Oh, that's wrong. Nope. But yeah.
yeah.
But thankfully,
No.
even despite that, my kids are pretty fucking smart. They're honor roll students in magnet schools. I don't know how I had such smart, amazing, beautiful children. But if this wrestling thing don't ever work out, I guess I can make beautiful babies. I got it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if I don't know, teachers are always like, let me call home, like, so I can tell your parents. Like, I feel like they would be more afraid to call home if
Well, it doesn't help.
their
Well, I
parents are
guess it does
definitely.
help the facts for them. My kids have shown all their teachers and because they have computers at school now. So they have pulled up YouTube videos of me doing what I do and showed their teachers. So parent teacher conferences are a fucking breeze. I go in, they're like,
Yeah,
do we call you Mickey? Do we call you Miss Knuckles? I'm like, yeah, you can just call me Mickey. What's up? They're like, oh, we have no complaints about your children. Your children are amazing. I'm like, but would you really complain if they weren't? like, I can sense you're
yeah.
a little surprised that they're so amazing, and then they got this for a mom. But yeah, cool. But yeah, no, they've already shown all their friends and everything. They've I had one of the kids, just like my nieces or nephews. Chrissy would know more about this, but they told their friends at school that, or the bully at school, that if they didn't stop fucking with them, that their Aunt Mickey is gonna come and beat up their
They
family.
showed him a picture and said she kills people.
I kill people. That's what they told. So this elementary school, had a nice talk with their parent that day. They're like, does their aunt really kill people? And I'm like, do I?
No,
It is
my son
deathmatch.
said that's debatable.
Yeah.
Heard of maybe. Not maybe not. I don't know. I haven't done that yet. We'll see. Time's short.
Have they shown any interest in wrestling?
My
Getting into
youngest
it?
does.
Mhm.
My youngest acts just like me. He's got the quirky attitude. He loves to make people laugh. He's a very caring, loving child.
Mhm.
He's a big mama's boy too. I'll admit it. But for his 9th birthday, he begged me. He's like, "Mom, I want to have a wrestling show for my 9th birthday." So I put together a small little wrestling show, and he kept begging me to wrestle. He's like, "Mom, please." Now, my 9-year-old, it's not like I've trained him or anything like that, but he's wicked smart. And he has this thing where we'll go into grocery stores or convenience store, shopping areas, and he'll get a wild hair up his ass like his mama, and he'll look at me with those big brown eyes and those little freckles, because my kids are ginger, but he's got like the dark auburn hair, but they're like gorgeous ginger kids, which that's what I wanted. But he'll look at me with the big brown eyes. He'll be like, "Mom, do it," and I'm like, "No, buddy, we're gonna get in trouble." He's like, "Mom, please do it. It'll be so funny. Look, there's a lady at the end of the aisle," and I'll look down, and it's always an old lady. He picks like the old, fragile looking ladies that look like they have like several grandkids, maybe even great grandkids, And I'm like, "Buddy, she's gonna get upset. I don't want. What if she has a heart attack?" He's like, "Mom, please, it'll be so funny." I'm like, "I'm not doubting you on that. It's gonna be hysterical when I tell this later. But right at this moment, I could go to jail. Like, you'll go to juvie." He's like, "Mom, please." So I slap him, but I don't slap him. But he spins around, takes out the bottom 2 rows of this aisle, right? He's down. He's selling. There's no movement. And I make eye contact with the grandmother at the end of the aisle, who is horrified and white as fucking could be. And you can see she's trying to slowly reach for her phone to call somebody. And I'm thinking, I was like, wait, give it a second. He gives it a good 30 seconds, pops up, throws his little hip back, looks at her and goes, "Wrestling." And Flair walks out of it, right? So I'm putting all stuff back. I'm like, "I'm sorry. My son's an asshole like me. We think my bad." But it was hysterical. So I told him, I said, "Look, I'm not going to let you wrestle a match, but if you want to tag with somebody, I'm a little more comfortable. And if I'm ringside, it's a little show for your birthday. What do you want to do? Who do you want to tag with?" His first pick was Madman Pondo, but Pondo was over in Japan. My kids like Pondo because Pondo's an asshole like them. It works. And I was like, "All right, well, pick your second favorite wrestler." So he picked Shane Mercer. I can't even be my kid's second favorite wrestler, y'all. Like, I'm trying. I'm not even their fucking top 5, but whatever. So he picked Shane Mercer. And I called Mercer up, and Mercer's like, "Yeah, I'll do it, whatever." And then come show day, we had some people dress up as clowns, and they went through and picked on his friends at the beginning because they were all eating cake and ice cream, and he's opening presents. and had him go, hey, you can't do it to my friends, blah blah blah. So we did like a little wrestling show where he's like, well, we're not gonna beat up a kid, but we'll beat up anybody you choose. So he picked Shane. Well, then my son just so eager, he wanted to get in the ring first, and he goes in and he starts swinging. So they hold him by his head, the little wily kind of, yeah. He's just swinging, they're holding by his head. He's doing so good, and they put their foot out, and he stomps on their foot. And as soon as they lean down, I knew he was gonna slap him, but then I forgot it was my kid.
Kick him in the nuts.
Well, so he slapped the shit out of him. Thank God he had a clown mask on, okay?
Yeah.
So you hear me go, ooh, yeah, it's my child, y'all. I'm sorry. He gets in on us. And so the match he goes and tags out to Mercer. Mercer gets in, and of course, Mercer, they double team Mercer and start beating up Mercer in front of him, whatever. So my kid makes the hot tag. Such a good time. Yeah. He goes to the ring, and the first thing he does is they draw like an invisible door, and he can't get through the invisible door, so he knocks. And they're like, no. He knocks again. No. So the third time when he goes to knock, he said pizza delivery. So the clowns are like, oh, well, we're really hungry. What pizza, right? So they go to unlock the door. As soon as they open the invisible door, he was supposed to kick him and then stutter him, right? Mind you, my kid is 9. And I'm a short shit. So imagine my kid being short shit. And I didn't think, okay, if he kicks, if this person's way much taller than him, where his foot's not going to make it to his gut, but to his ball sack until he kicked the first clown, because he's supposed to do it with the boat. So he kicks the first clown in the nuts. Me and Shade are in the corner going, oh, oh my God. Oh, he's going to be, when he gets older, it's going to be worse than when I've got such a bad rep, it's going to be whatever. So he stutters and does the second time, pins him. To this day, those kids still talk about his 9th birthday party. And he tells me all the time, he's like, Mom, when can I train? When can I train? I'm like, when you're 12, there's a school here that'll train you, but your grades have to stay up. You can't get in trouble. Like, yeah, he's the only one. My other two, my oldest one is into video games. That's what he likes. That's what he likes to do. I'm all for it. My daughter is, how would you explain my daughter, Chrissy? She looks just like me. She's even prettier than me, though. Like, she's like the much prettier version of me.
I'm saying this in totally the most sweetest way that an aunt can say it. And I say this about my own granddaughter. She's a little diva bitch.
Look, I only call her the B word under my breath.
She comes to when she comes back.
Okay.
She comes to Aunt Chrissy, but
she looks just like me, but by God, does some of her mannerisms and mentalities and
say I'm wrong.
And
you're saying there's a chance she could be a wrestler.
So, but I love her, and I tell her all the time, like I love you, and I'm trying to help you navigate this, because when you get older, this shit ain't gonna fly. Like, you need to calm yourself here. But yeah.
After her softball games, we're like, oh, you won. We want to go get you something to eat. Most kids would say pizza. She says steak and shrimp.
No, lobster last time. Lobster last time. My daughter's bougie. She's
Bougie,
totally not.
I was gonna say.
She's totally not like me at all. She's like her dad. She likes the finer things in life. I'm like, girl, you gonna have to get a job.
Like, I can't. Series, you want a softball game?
For example, like I was telling you all earlier, one of the reasons I was kind of late today was because I had all these errands to run, and of course she's bugging me because she's got volleyball tryouts. She likes volleyball. She's got volleyball tryouts July the 10th and the 14th, which right now is like a little less, like it's like 2 to 3 weeks away. I still got time, okay? But she wants everything right now, and she doesn't just want what she needs, like the shorts, the shoes, the knee pads. She doesn't want just any short shoes and knee pads. She wants Nike Pro shorts. I don't know if y'all been to an Academy or a Dick's Sporting Goods, but those are like $40 fucking shorts. And then these shoes she wanted were $150 just for volleyball that she's gonna wear just for volleyball. And then her knee pads, she wants Nike knee pads, so she has the whole Nike ensemble. And I'm like, girl, look,
it's all about how you look, man. What are you talking about?
It stressed me out. So that's one of the reasons I was late today, because I was running around like a rabbit, like trying to impregnate the whole village just to get my daughter this shit. So yeah, that was me today. It was terrible.
Maybe they understand more when Aunt Chrissy just said diva bitch.
I'm not allowed to call her that.
She's my girl.
Tell her. I know.
She loves me.
Yeah.
That's a sick birthday party, though.
She don't fight with me. She fights with me. She loves me.
She don't fight with me either. I just want like listen to her. I'm like, dude, you kind of hurt my feelings right now. It makes them laugh because when they were a little bit younger, I'd always play with them and they'd do something. So I have a rule in my house: if it's funny, you don't get in trouble. If I laugh, you're not in trouble because
that's a good rule.
I can't validate punishing you for something that I'm like, yeah, I would have probably done the same thing too.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking funny, you know. I get it. But like I'll tell you, hey, your actions have consequences. It's your life. I'm just supposed to keep you alive till you're 18. That's it. Teach you some life lessons along the way so you're not totally screwed. But and it's totally weird little journey that we're going through now because my mom died before I turned 13, like right before I turned 13. My daughter is now getting ready to turn 13. And so I'm getting hit with all these things. Like I'm raising my kids to independent, self-willed, like strong, powerful kids, turning adults, my daughter is not an exception to that. She will let you know if you ever talk to Hollywood Haley J, y'all know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm part the reason she's like the way she is. Take it or leave it, for good or bad. But my daughter, like, I'm terrified now because, like, damn, yeah, I could see where this is going. But she'll be happier in the long run. She'll be self-independent. That's what I want for her. But
don't take no shit.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this, but all of our parents were just guessing at everything. Every fucking day. We're
all the time, yeah.
We're like, which one keeps you alive?
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do. We're doing the best we can. We love you to death, but
I mean, you start to get to their age too.
Sometimes the teenagers.
Yeah. But that's a sick birthday party for your kid. I would love Shane Mercer at my next birthday party for my
reach out to him.
I would just have him beat the shit out of me though. That would be my birthday gift, I guess. I mean, and that's awesome though. I mean, your son literally had Shane Mercer, who's, you can make the argument for sure one of the best in-ring talents out of any genre in the universe. I think he's a dick. Like just
he knows I think he's a dick, but it's like I said, it's like a mutual respect relationship. Like I love him, but he's a dick. I can't open text messages from him because you never know what you're gonna get with that asshole. It'll be some random fucked up shit. I'm like, what the? Well, I'm in the middle of a grocery store with all these people around me, and they can see this shit. I'm like, I gotta close it out. I couldn't open it at work either. I worked at a kids' hospital. It was a lot of rough stuff, but yeah.
That's funny because me and Jason met him in like Nashville during like SummerSlam weekend, and he was like very reserved, like soft spoken and stuff. Yeah, and I knew it. I knew there's
he's the shy.
I know there's a demon under there. Yeah, shy country boy, but
he likes working out all the fucking time.
Every time we see him and tell him you look awfully small.
I'm like, buddy, you skipping leg day? Next thing you know, he's doing 2 days at the gym.
Sending like, video at the gym.
I got his 8x10 signed behind me when I don't have the chicken jockey chilling in the background. But yeah, that's sick. But yeah, kind of, going from the present to the past now, I'm pulling a Tarantino. What kind of got you into wrestling and like specifically, the deathmatch genre? Starting out in the early days, were you always a wrestling fan, or?
I've been a wrestling fan since I don't remember how old I was. I remember watching wrestling on TV. My mom was the devil. She made me a deathmatch wrestler. If we're gonna all be honest, I woke up every day knowing my ass was getting beat for something. She pretty much told me she hated me every day. The normal shit. And we got, as long as our chores were done throughout the week, because all right, little background. My mom wanted a boy. And for all 9 months, he told her I was a fucking boy. But when I popped out a girl, it was like I committed the greatest transgression on my mother. Like, she fucking hated me from that moment on. She named me after my dad, and when they divorced, it was messy. That made it worse. But I was always the tomboy of the group. Because of, all that. And I was charged of taking care of the outside chores. We lived in the middle of the woods on a hill. So like when I had to mow grass, my mom didn't trust me to do the riding lawnmower, so I had to do the old push mower, the one that clips it as you go. Yeah. I had to take care of all the dogs. At one point in time, we had 36 dogs because we used to kennel train dogs for the police department, and then we would also host dogs that were hunting dogs.
Mhm.
So the hunters would leave them with us. We take care of them in the off season, and then hunters would come pick them up during hunting season, take them out and go hunting with them. A lot of beagles, hounds, things like that, and so I was in charge of a lot of that. And we, as long as all my chores were done with all that, which sometimes we get up at 2, 3 in the morning because my mom had insomnia real bad and have to clean the house with toothbrushes and shit. Like, as long as all of our shit was done, which I made sure it was always done because otherwise you get your ass beat, I got to watch wrestling on Sunday. My sister picked some kind of fucking family show or whatever. But anyways, but I always chose wrestling. And not that one. Anyways, but my mom would always leave because she hated wrestling. My mom hated wrestling. But that was my one thing. And then my older sister started dating a wrestler. Yeah, she's a rat. And not this one. I have to keep pointing out, not this one. And the guy wanted to show off to my sister, so they took us to Louisville Gardens, in downtown Louisville. It's the old venue there that. And the first match I witnessed live because we were running late was Miss Texas beat up downtown Bruno, Miss Jackie. Beat up downtown Bruno. And that's where I knew. I was like, I don't care what I have to do. I don't know how I can get into this. And then it just so happened when I got older from school, I had done choir competitions and ensemble competitions all throughout middle and high school. And I had ribbons and I got a scholarship to go over to Europe to study opera. But I didn't have the rest of the money because my mother had died by then. My dad was incarcerated. And so I was like, oh, well, what do I do? I was a ward of the state. They were giving me backlash on going because my grades weren't the best. I mean, still graduated with the core 40, but it really wasn't focused on it because I didn't fucking care. And so there was a wrestling show that would run in the nearby town that we would always go to that did death matches, and it was IWA Mid-South. And we would rent their wrestling ring out to do backyard wrestling. And the promoter's wife saw me. Basically, I was the only girl and I was the smallest person. I know I'm pretty big, but whatever. I was the smallest person with all these other guys. So I was the test dummy for everything. They want to try the new move. Mickie did it. If they wanted to put me through a table or whatever, or hit me in the head with a ceiling tile, which that sucked. Mickie did it, and I just kept going with it. And so she talked to me and she's like, have you thought about wrestling? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I don't have a lot of money, but I can work it off. And so that's where we made the agreement that I would train once I graduated from high school because I turned 18 and graduated at the same time. Like May 16th is my birthday. May 19th was my graduation date, I think, that year. And I need a lighter. So I just came in and started training. And I told the promoter, who was a known sexist, that I wanted to be trained exactly like the boys. I said, I know what you do. I know you make accommodations for girls. I don't want any of that. And he said, well, ain't no bitch ever graduated my school. Ain't no bitch about to graduate my school. So I don't like being told I can't do something, I guess. I'm pretty stubborn. I'm a Taurus anyways. But I was like, oh, well, now I'm going to do it. So I went through about a year or so, year and a half of training, chop class, everything. Think of cleaning piss buckets, staying like training 5 days a week. And then the show Saturday or Friday and Saturday, I have to be there and clean up, ref, run music, security, whatever was asked of me because I was the greenhorn. And then after everybody left, I had to stay and clean up. And then I had 2 jobs at that time. So I was I was doing a lot, but I really wanted to do it. The only time I ever thought about quitting was during Hell Month. And that was just fucking crazy. But then when I started wrestling, Chris Hero gave me some sound advice. He said, you have to make yourself a commodity. Like something has to be unique about you that nobody else has. So I really did. I started looking at it. And at the time, every once in a while, I would get to wrestle girls like Daisy Hayes, Mischief, the Minnesota Home Wrecking Crew, which was Lacey and Rain, and Haley Hatred and them. But it wasn't a lot. Like most of the times I wrestled in my first year was against guys, and I lucked out. I just happened to be there with my gear, ready to go. People either no-showed, canceled, something happened, there was a spot, and I just jumped in. And a lot of guys didn't want to work with me. But eventually, I guess, because just keep eating shit and get your ass beat and keep coming back, eventually they'll just say, okay, well, fuck it, she could stay. But I knew that there were other girls that could wrestle, other girls that could do the moves, other girls that, were skinnier than me, maybe prettier than me. So I knew that wasn't going to be my niche. But I also knew I had a really high pain tolerance. I know I could take a lot of punishment because I know it got so bad that when I was getting beat, I had to fake cry to get my mom to stop because she would go on and on and on. And I could tell she's getting tired and it was hurting her feelings. And I just wanted to stop because I had chores to do anyways. So I started fake crying so she felt better or whatever she needed to do. Told you, crazy. So I begged Ian to let me do death matches, but he kept fighting back against me on that. He didn't want me to do it, whether it's honestly because he didn't want the people to think he pressured me into it, or what I kind of think now, which is I think he knew I might be better at it than him, and Ian wasn't very good with sharing that light. And so, like, I don't know. There's like evidence to believe the latter of the two, because like if it wasn't for Pondo legit cutting a shoot promo in the ring saying, why don't we let Mickie just do death matches? And calling out, over in Japan, girls are doing death matches against each other. What's the difference between Mickie wrestling one of us here? And really pushing for it, advocating for me. And that's when he was like, all right, well, if she's going to do it, her first match is going to be against me. And I think he did that because I pissed him off, because like I was telling everybody, dude, I wish I was allowed to do it. Like, I really think I can do it. Like, I was eager. I was like, I keep towing the line. I'd get in trouble when I have to back up. And so that's kind of what pushed me into death matches, because I knew I could. And then it started being like, well, why is it so hard for me, to follow this path? Why are I kept dealing with bags, I kept dealing with sexism, of course, and then it became like, okay, look, I get, there's this grand tradition of men and women and everything else, but at the same time, what have I done to not prove myself just in this field with you? And if I could prove that and make this path, that means anybody anywhere could do any fucking thing they want to do if they truly want to do it. No matter how many times people tell them no matter how many times people try to kick him down or kill him off or anything like that, you can truly do what you want to do. It's going to be a rough path, but it's fucking possible. So it all just evolved into that movement. So that's where I'm at with them. I'm having fun, but I'm also trying to prove to my kids, like, I want to be able to look both of them in the eye, all three of them in the eye, and be like, you can be anything you want to be. And they know I truly fucking mean that. And there is a way, no matter what. So the death matches helped me do that. I picked the most extreme of the extreme to do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And I love doing it. So the deathmatch fans are different. They're just on a different level than regular wrestling fans. And it's hard to explain. And maybe it's the blood in the air. Maybe it's the tension of what may happen. There could be glass flying through the air by the end of the night. Who knows? But deathmatch fans are so much more, like, you get so much more electricity with people who know that they're there to see like this brutality, this violent dance, if you will. And the fact that you can feed that to them and have fun and entertain people and do what you need, like, it just checks off so many marks on my list. It's a fucked up list, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a fucked up person. So
yeah, well, the stakes are so much higher, and it's like, I think a lot of people really respect wrestlers just because of what they're willing to put themselves through. So it's like deathmatch wrestlers take it that extra mile. So it's like,
it's our art.
Yeah, any kind of detractors, it's like, you obviously just don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's double shot of whiskey. I'll tell you that right now. Like, you have different strokes for different folks. There's going to be those traditional wrestling people, and don't get me wrong, I work a lot of those shows too. I'm on those shows. You got to remember who my pops in this business was. It's Tracy fucking Smothers. Exactly. If anybody's going to know how to do that style, it's going to be the Smothers kids. And so, like, I could do that, but when I get to do this genre, and people don't have to agree with it, they don't even have to like it, they don't have to watch it if they don't want to. But my choice to do this is to prove that equal playing field does exist. You can achieve true equality. You got to get your ass beat for it. You got to take the good and the bad. You can't just get all the good. But that true equality is truly, like, accessible.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I mean, you breaking down those barriers of intergender wrestling in the U.S., especially in like the deathmatch realm, because that was probably like 2003. Like beginning of that,
I debuted in 2003 at King of the Death in a non-death match. It was like fortuitous.
That's ironic.
I mean, like, look into the future, what you're going to be possibly venturing into, young lady. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you kind of went. I mean, you won the title in IWA Mid South in 05, and then from there going to TNA. What was the kind of like the change for you as far as like adapting from deathmatch to now TV? Like what, like that jump?
I think because I was brought into like the non-deathmatch world first, I don't think it was
Yeah.
much of a change.
Mhm.
It was I had a meeting with Jeff Jarrett when I got down there, a small little meeting, and he explained to me what he expected of me. And what he expected of me is what I had been doing all along anyways. He didn't
Yeah.
want me to change anything. He didn't want me to wear makeup if I didn't want to. He didn't want me to, go. He wanted me to be what I was doing. And I was like, oh, okay. The only thing he wanted me to do is call girls bimbos. And I was like, okay, I don't use the word, but I can say it. It's not taboo. I'm like, cool. And so it was literally like, we want you to do what you do. That's why we're bringing you here. You're different. That's what we like. Um, the change, I guess, was going to a heavily like locker room with a lot of other females, because at that point I hadn't really been in a ton of locker rooms with a lot of girls at one time. Like we had done
Yeah.
Volcano Girls, that was the closest I had gotten to that, but there was like, I don't know, there was beauticians there, put makeup on some of them, and it was a very tense atmosphere when your new girl walks in with other girls, because there's only so many spots anyways.
Yeah.
And so now you're walking
Yeah.
in and they're all questioning whose spot you're taking. And that's not even your agenda, but you have no say in what the fucking office does. I found more comfort hanging out with people I'd always hung out with, like Homicide and Hernandez, like, the guys AJ Styles, the people who had been brought into IWA that I had seen numerous occasions, hung out with them. They we talked about and shot the shit on every fucking thing. So that was the only difference, was knowing that there were certain areas that I wasn't going to be welcome in. So being young like I wasn't trying to ruffle anybody's feathers. I'm a genuinely nice person. I try to be anyways, unless you just really try to hurt me, um,
Yeah.
which happens. But you know, it's finding out that there are those boundaries, because I got broken into this business the hard way. And I think with the way I got brought in, it really dawned on the guys, hey, she's not here just to fuck all of us. She's not here just to get ahead by using her, her womanly wiles. I mean, womanly wiles. I don't know if I'm a very big, like, glitchy person. So, except for when I put on a thong. That's only it. Can't help you feel sexy if you're wearing a thong. You guys should try it. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
the only adaptation I really had to do, is knowing where to go for my own mental health. Like, do I want to be over here
Yeah.
where I feel like I'm supposed to be, because that's where they say, hey, girls are over there. So you feel inclined to, hey, if they tell you where girls are at, you have to go where the other girls are. Or do I say, okay, that's great, and then find my own little clique, so that way I don't feel, I don't know. That was the only difference. And then the time. It really taught me how to manage like the time of a match better. Like my internal clock got a lot better working at TNA, because when they tell you 5 fucking minutes, they mean 5 fucking minutes. And so,
Yeah.
you've got like a mixed or a big 6-man tag. You're like, all right, 5 minutes. We got to break it down like this, blah, blah, blah. And the first match I was in with the 6-man, I called a lot of that. I don't call things, but I did. I caught a lot of that. So I was really, because I don't have a great memory. A lot of what I do is very ad libby. I'm a very catch as can be, like ha 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 person. That's me. But yeah, uh, I was really proud of that. That was a moment. So it taught me that too. If I need to go there, I can, but I don't want to. I don't have as much fun doing that style. So
Yeah, fair enough. Get in where you
Yeah.
fit,
yep, I say that all
Yeah.
the time. People think it's sexual, but that's because I do tell a lot of dirty jokes. That's my fault.
Hey, we're the same way, so
Yeah.
you're amongst the right crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were talking about like deathmatch, like vibes of the crowd and stuff being so different. What did you notice like when you first went to Japan and did deathmatch wrestling over there? Like, what are the crowds like there? Similar vibes or a little different in its own thing, or?
I was really surprised. I mean, they were really active. They were really vocal. I mean, I grew up on watching the old, Japanese death match where, they're politely
Yeah,
clapping
yeah.
and
Golf
respectful.
claps.
Now, they were very Americanized. And I think the internet has a lot to do with that. They were very vocal, yelling, I didn't understand what they were yelling, but Kawhi, I learned everybody called me Kawhi over there, which I learned was cute. And I was like, I should have moved over here years ago. Well, I guess it did. I get it. No, but they were very the very first thing I noticed when I walked through the curtain, though, was I looked up, and immediately as I looked up to the top right, there was a sign that says, I'm a Tracy Smothers girl. That was the very first thing I noticed, and I was like, well, hot damn. Like that made me feel good because that's what I want. His name just needs to just live on. And then of course, the second thing I noticed is everybody wearing ponchos in the front row. Like it was like a sea of plastic ponchos. I was like, y'all are smart, Oh, I was like high five. It was like your life choice here. We're not that smart. We just show up. We're like, it's just clothes. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I that's like one thing I want to do, like as a fan, is be able to like go over to Japan and be able to see some matches and stuff over there, and like overall, it just seems like it's even like a bigger part of the culture over there. Like, does it feel like more of a rock star vibe over there when you go over there as a wrestler? I mean, they already knew kind of stuff about you, like having that sign up and stuff. Like, I'm sure that was kind of wild that they're so into everything going on over here as well.
I mean, they knew a lot. They knew about the JCW stuff that I've been doing. They knew about IWA. They knew about CZW. I had people bringing different magazines that had, the where they had, said either something about me, something about CZW that I had no idea that I was in there. That I was signing. I signed somebody's penis.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a rock star moment.
Yeah,
I thought I misunderstood them. I'm gonna be honest. When they said it, I was like, sure. I thought I completely no, I did not misunderstand them. I signed a penis, and I was like, okay, well, I'm already here. Where am I gonna go from here? I was like, he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Next time I see Cruel, I'm gonna ask him if he can do that for me.
Good luck. I think he would terrify you to go in instead of rather. I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to teach shame. There's no shame in this game. Nope.
But yeah, so yeah. Speaking of JCW, you've done a lot of stuff with them. How that's how many dates do you have coming up with them? Like you're saying you have a few.
The 17th, 19th, 20th, and 21st with them, and then I'm on my way to GCW in Kansas City to fight Masha to bring her Jersey Championship Wrestling, that JCW, and hopefully I can bring it back to this JCW because that would just be funny to me. And then I could do all kinds of like I'm gonna bedazzle it. I'm gonna make it pretty. I'm gonna finger paint on it. I'm gonna let my kids help me. It's gonna be a great time.
We're all Jersey boys, so we would be fine with that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we support that.
Yeah.
She's the only person I know that had the balls. The second time we wrestled, she dropped down to her knees, which really kind of confused and excited me. Put her hands behind her back and said, "All right, headbutts, bitch." And I went, "Okay." I don't know. Okay, you already know. I've already been headbutting, chair shotted by Earot and Balls Mahoney, Axel, and Necro. I'll take it. It's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be great. It'll be fine. Get concussed again. What's another concussion top of 30? Okay.
Yeah. I think Jason has some ICP questions.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, what is your favorite Faygo flavor?
I like they have this orange one. It's almost like an orange creamsicle to me. I like orange creamsicle stuff. So I like the orange creamsicle one. The best one to do Faygo Armageddon with is by far Diet because it doesn't stick. I don't know. Okay, so in the early days, they didn't care. They just did Faygo Armageddon with any Faygo, every Faygo, whatever it was. Those clothes you'd have to throw away. There's no fucking salvaging those motherfuckers because the sugar gets in there and gets all gummy and then it starts it's just nasty. It's just nasty, okay? So they switched to the Diet Faygo for the Faygo Armageddon, so everybody's welcome. It'll wash out of your shit. You're good to go. But yeah, that was the biggest complaint everybody had was that they had to throw away their shit. They couldn't even sell it. They would fall apart. They would just throw it away. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, you're good.
They need the ponchos.
Yep.
Right?
Need the ponchos, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Deathmatch and ICP shows.
I'm bringing ponchos to this year's gathering. I'm like, here, I'll just hand it. Like, you want a poncho? That's a blunt. You want a poncho? That's a beer. You want a poncho?
Yeah, we've been talking about going to the gathering for years, and I think it's time.
So badly,
dude. I just saw ICP. Yeah.
I've heard some of the plans for the 2-day war. You don't want to miss it. It's not going to be what we've seen before. This is going to be something spectacular. So
Yeah.
and then you got the PR group guys coming in doing their stunt show. I don't know if you've ever seen JJ Allen, but he does like dumbass shit, like staple his nut or ball sack to a table, right in front of it, or like nail gun it. And I'm like, you're dumbass. Well, that's one way to make sure you don't procreate, I guess. I don't know, buddy. Good luck to you. I love JJ.
Yeah, we're always just scared together because it's this one wrestler, Tim Theory, that kind of scares us. Jason loves him though, but you know Tim Theory?
He's been in the realm.
Timothy Theory, he said, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's from Pennsylvania.
Why did he scare you?
He kept
he
cornered Jason at the show to talk to him.
Yeah, every single time we see him at shows, it's the kind of guy you can't get away from you, kind of thing.
Yeah, he vortexes you, and it's like, all right, it was cool to meet you, you know, and it's just like, but this should be the other way around.
I didn't think we were going to be shooting on Theory right now.
Hey, I'll shoot on Theory anytime, but
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I just saw ICP at Rockville like 3 weeks ago. It was fun. They're always fun.
Yeah.
And they did
it
a
really
nice
just prevailed, through the decades as well, which is so awesome. Like I remember like first finding out about them through like playing and watching like the backyard wrestling stuff, and then like I don't know. It's just very cool to see how like it's kind of come into like,
so
modern day.
One of the main reasons I will always be a ride or die for JCW is because the very first company outside of where I was trained to really change their point of view about having women in the ring was JCW. It happened because I lucked into reffing. I was able to ref because they didn't have enough. And one of the first matches I reffed was Too Tough Tony versus Tracy Smothers, and it was in Ohio. I'm pretty sure it was in Cleveland. It was in an area that had like it felt like we were underground. It had pillars, like big stone concrete pillars, but it felt like we were. I don't fucking know now. Concussions and but I was roughing their match, and I'd always been taught that if a fans attack a wrestler, we have to defend our own, right? It doesn't them. And so this big old girl, I mean, she was huge, pushed through the security, and she had this sharp, pointy ring on her finger, and she punched Tracy right in the mouth because he was healed, and it split him, like instantly split him. I just saw blood, and so I jacked her up and started beating her ass up against this stone pillar until she went down and stopped moving. And then I went back to reffing because I thought, well, it's a girl. I'm a girl. It'd be better if I did it to Tracy because Tracy gonna punch this broad. So I'll help him out. So I did that. I get in the back and Corporal Robinson and Too Tough Tony were back there. And as soon as I get in the back, Corp starts in him and he's like, "Oh, you are in trouble." And I was like, "What? What'd I do?" He's like, "Dude, clowns get sued all the fucking time, and now you just added another lawsuit to that list." And I went, dude, that I was taught, I'm like trying to make excuses for myself. And they're like, no, Joe wants to talk to you. Joe and Joey want to talk to you. I'm like, okay. So go in this room, and this room is like dark. It's very mafia style. It had one light on it, like desk lamp, right? Just on the fucking, and you just see the ICP right there. You can see shadows of it. It's Corp and Tony. And I go in the room, and they're like, so we heard you hit one of our fans, and now I'm in. Dude, I am so sorry. I was just trying to da-da-da. Like, I'm explaining myself. I'm apologizing. I just now got a spot where, it's in the ring. It's something, it's a foot in the door, and then I fuck it up. And, like, in the middle of my incoherent rambling, I hear Violent J go, yeah, but can you cry on the stand? And it dawned on me. And I was like, they touched me inappropriately. I was in fear of my life. And he was like, all right, perfect. Do you want to be Tracy's daughter? And I was like, because at the time, he pretty much already made me his kid anyways, because he's one of the ones that helped train me. And I was like, absolutely, yeah. So the next show we did, I ref Tony and Tracy's match again for the belt. And this time, Tony did that leg, the flippy leg drop thing he does out of the corner to Tracy, boom, which is his finishing move. He goes to pin. Earlier in the match, I took a bump. Like one of them ran into me, so I took a bump. So I went to go count to 3, and I did 1, 2, and on the third one, I grabbed my shoulder like it gave out. And Tony's all concerned, and he's like, "Oh, Mickie, what's going on?" And he's standing above me, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong. I got it. I'm sorry." So then he does the flaming fist to Tracy. Boom, goes for the pin again. 1, 2 with the other arm. oh, my shoulder again. Man, I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. My shoulders are blah, blah, blah. Tony's getting irritated. He stands in front of me. Tracy gets up behind him, grabs the stick with the flag, nut shots Tony, rolls him up. 1, 2, 3, super quick. Before we could even get out of that ring, people were jumping in the fucking ring at us because we were supposed to do the thing in the ring. So we hurried up, got up the ring, went up the ramp. People were like, security was trying to keep the people back. And Tracy, I pulled off my ref shirt and I had a Tracy Smothers shirt on. Tracy spins me around. He pulls me in and he goes for a kiss. And I feel his tongue on my lip. And I went, and you see me on camera going, too much, too much. Tracy, I really be thinking of you like a dad. Please don't ever do that again. Sorry. He's like, I'm sorry, I was in the moment with the hillbilly thing and da-da-da. But yeah, so yeah, that's how I became Isabella Smothers. But that's why I'll always be indebted to JCW. And then I started wrestling. Then they were like, okay, we're gonna have you and Tracy tag against, these guys, the hate breed, and it was like, it was awesome. So I'd just take all the shit. I'd be like, yeah, of course you can kick me in the face as hard as you want. I don't care. I'm not gonna complain. Loved it, and I'm still here. So I must be doing something right. I haven't been fired yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, what is your kind of your secret of longevity? Over 2 decades in such a punishing industry. Like, what do you kind of stupid? Yeah. What's
dumb, you gotta be tough.
Gotta be tough, right? What's your typical do you have like post and pre-match things that you always do that are just not even for longevity, just like, I don't know, superstitious or just like you're used to doing, and that's when this match ends, I've got a blunt and a beer waiting for me, or how does that kind of
usually yeah. Weed is my friend. It helps keep me calm because over the years of constantly getting my ass beat, like, I mean, these guys did it again. I'm sorry. You was your big ass. I'm sorry. Over the years of me constantly over here, shut up. Over the years of me constantly getting my ass beat because the guys didn't want to work with me. 1, 2, they didn't want me to be on their side of the business, and so I took those ass beatings knowing I was going to get my ass beat. And then eventually I just got tired of getting my ass beat and just started fighting back. And so I go into everything now, like, I try to be calm, but weed really helps keep me calm because it's the rule of 3 of, all right, if you try to hurt me, or 3 different, like, really, really hurt me, that's it. I'm going psycho on you. Like, it's almost like a snap of the creature. But if I don't smoke weed, I'm a little bit more diplomatic. So it's for everybody's safety. But yeah, but I definitely have a blunt and a beer waiting afterwards.
Yeah,
usually Pabst Blue Ribbon. I like Pabst Blue Ribbon or Blood.
PBR. Okay.
If you make fun of my beer choices, I hate you.
No, PBR is great. I'm a PBR Yingling type guy. But yeah, because we were talking about it early on too. Like you're talking
awesome, about amazing fucking sister.
This question. I'm sorry. She made me a new ring interest jacket because somebody stole my Savage jacket.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is so sick.
So this is the premiere right here on Invasion Angle.
Yeah, I haven't worn it yet. He just bought it and made it, so.
Oh, that's dope. Well, it's premiered on here, so that was a good, good interruption.
That's an exclusive.
Anyways, back to your question before we were so rudely interrupted.
Well, it was kind of what you were talking about, like, going up against a lot of guys that, are taking their liberties and stuff. I'm sure you saw that a lot early on of, like, total assholes being extra stiff in the ring because, like, oh, girls trying to, get in the ring with guys, especially when intergender wasn't as, like, big back then. Like, but
it really hurt their feelings, though, when I had to inform them my mom beat my ass worse than they did. You ain't got nothing on my mama. My mama was a thick Italian woman. You ain't got nothing on her, honey. Sorry. That Cherokee switch is nothing compared to that fucking kendo stick you got. Calm your ass down. But yeah.
Well, I'm sure it like sucks sometimes too, because I'm sure it was like from some wrestlers that like you kind of like maybe drew some influence or like you're like, oh, this is awesome, I get to wrestle him, and then he's just a total prick. And
I didn't take it so much so as like them being a like. I tried to interpret it as if I wanted to be on that level, I had to match that level. Like no matter what that was. If I truly want to be treated as one of the boys, then I gotta act like one of the boys. And they beat the shit out of each other all the fucking time. So it was to that level of and I'll never complain. You'll never hear me complain about anything.
Yeah.
Even if it does hurt, fuck it. What's good complaining gonna do? You suck it up, Buttercup. But I think it was me having to take that ass whooping, showing them, yeah, I can take it, but eventually, you only gonna get so much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Irish, Italian, Native American, Indian. I got a lot of prideful boast behind me. You
A
only
lot of
get so much
warriors.
when I start whooping your ass. Like,
Yeah.
but I feel like it was almost like, how people, how traditionally they would be like, oh, two men would just fight it out and afterwards become best fucking friends. I feel like that's been a lot of my interactions because a lot of
Yeah.
people that I am friends with, that are on that fucking mountaintop. My interactions with them have pulled me up to where they're like, yeah, Mickey's one of us. Like I recently
Yeah.
was talking to a promoter and he's like, well, I don't know about females being in the Airbnb. And another friend of mine, Neil Diamond Cutter, is like, Mickey's not a girl. Like, I don't know if you know Mickey. Like, she's not a girl. She'll make sure
Yeah.
everybody gets fed. That's the most girly thing she does. But that's just my need to make sure everybody's good. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I was like, yeah, no, you ain't got to worry about no drama from this. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about drama. I will go outside. I will smoke a whole bunch of weed. Forget it. It's over. One of those people because it's just too much. I got enough on my plate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You got a question, John?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say also, we were talking about TNA earlier, and yeah, I think people need to recognize that across wrestling that you're the original Moose and the current Moose in TNA. Where is the royalty checks going to you? Because
Yeah.
I think that's bullshit.
Well,
Hey,
I was Moose Knuckles, which
Yeah.
is male camel toe.
No, yeah, I know, yeah. And I mean I think that's his full name too, but yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
He
Well,
abbreviates it.
Knuckles is my legal name, so they couldn't. Mickey Knuckles is my legal name, so they couldn't copyright that. They didn't tell me
yeah.
that before I walked out through the curtain the first time, and they announced me as Moose Knuckles. I was like, "Wait, did y'all get somebody else? Is there somebody else? Is there
Yeah.
somebody? Do I need to wait? I don't want to go out and fall flat on my ass here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do." They're like, "No, just go." And I was like, "Okay." So that day four, I was Moose Knuckles. I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "You don't mind, do you?" And I was like, "I don't care." They're like, even though
Yeah.
it means male camel toe, I was like, "No, that's probably fitting. It's very
Yeah.
fitting. If anybody can rock that,
Yeah.
then it'll be me."
Yeah, and who gives a fuck? You're on TV at that
I
point too, so it's just like,
was
yeah,
like, if
I'd be like,
Dusty Rhodes could
call
pull
me
off the
whatever you
polka dots,
want.
I can do a Moose Knuckle.
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of from you've been in the deathmatch game, as I was saying, for 2 decades now. Like what from 2 decades ago till now, like what kind of evolution have you seen overall? What changes, what's better now, what's not as good as it used to be that
The
that you
weapon
kind of want.
construction is a lot better.
Yeah.
Like we've learned from our trials and errors of weapons. Well, we should learn. I still see a lot out there though that I'm like, guys, if you've ever done shop class in school, you will know this is not gonna
Yeah.
cut it. Like this is a
Yeah.
bad idea. Oh, we're gonna do saw blades. Like I think they've gotten more in creative with their weapon choices. Like I don't know who all goes into
A lot of just shopping around Home Depot, I guess.
Sorry, she distracted me again.
Yeah.
It's on her phone.
Oh, you're good.
For death matches though, I mean, if we're going with fans, if we're going with weapons, the fans have gotten more like there's more fans that are okay with being known as deathmatch fans. And back then it was like, oh, if I tell people I'm a deathmatch fan, they're gonna think I'm a fucking psycho part of a cult and I'm gonna creep
Yeah,
into
it's
their
like
house and kill
secretive.
them. So we don't tell people,
Yeah.
Now it's like, yeah, I'm going to this deathmatch show, and yeah, I know this person. I follow him on Twitter, and blah blah blah. So it's more like, and the internet's really helped boost that too. But you've got your
Yeah.
good and your bad. So certain allures out of it, like a lot of people who it drives me nuts when you're in a feud with somebody and the first thing you do is you tag them in a post and it's a promo post. I hate promo posts. Tag them in a post, it's promo post. Yeah, that drives me
Yeah.
nuts. So like, yeah, well, obviously if you tag them, you're friends with them on this forum.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me believe that you don't like this person. Or maybe you're just toxic and fucking wants to see what they say. I don't know. Either way, a little weird. It's weird. Internet's just such a give and take environment. There's a lot of shit though. There's a lot of shit. Like when people in message boards forget just to be fans and try to get on the inside of it, and you're like, bro, no. Why would you want to be on this side? We have to deal with that every day. We don't even like it. Just go back on the other side and enjoy yourself, please. You know.
Yeah, it's like that kid that posts those videos. He does like the ICP whoop whoop, and then he just like dives into superhuman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen him, but he should have his own
Pondo
little.
did something with him. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that, and Janela do stuff with him. So yeah, I'm glad he got some love. But yeah, I guess
Hey,
he's
if
like
it makes them happy, who are we to take that away from anybody? He ain't hurting nobody but himself. Leave him alone.
Yeah, and he's starting to oversell a little too much, for my taste. You know what I mean? But chill with the HBK. All right, this is deathmatch. You don't have to oversell. All right. But I think it's really funny talking about like crowds like I'd go to like a lot of ICW shows in Chattanooga, like Red Bank, and it's funny in those small town areas because like there's just tons of different wrestler shows that come through, and like so it's kind of everyone from that town. And so it's like, yeah, we have nothing to do here. We'll go to a wrestling show, and you'll see these like nice conservative families come in that have no fucking idea what they're in for, and I just love.
I was just in a show like
and they'll buy like front row tickets, and there's just fucking glass shattering on their face, and it's like, it's just like, I don't know if this is a good idea, guys, but
y'all should have got a babysitter. I start off the show. If I see little kid, like a bunch of little kids, I'll get on my group like, guys, I don't know what you all thought they're supposed to be. I don't want your emails. They knew what they were getting when they booked me. I'm gonna try. Like last show, they told me I couldn't curse, and I was like, I'm fuck screwed. I can't go again. I have to curse. They're like, no, people who are uneducated curse. I was like, that's not true. Scientists and studies have shown that some of the most intelligent people curse like fucking sailors.
Yeah,
it's actually a sign of intelligence. So fuck you.
It's kind of dorky if you don't curse. Yeah, I can't imagine trying to go like an episode without cursing. Yeah, that's why we don't ever beep them out either. People always have like podcasts, or it's just like it's like, what are you doing, dude?
My mama told me don't trust anybody. Don't curse at least twice a day. They're holding too much in. They got too many skeletons. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yep.
So he says it.
Doing some Buffalo Bills stuff behind the scenes if they don't curse in front of people.
Golly Whitakers.
Yep. So are you doing another tour in Japan this year?
I'm in talks with them. Nothing's concrete yet. I'm also in talks with the UK and Australia and Greece. Well, I don't know about Greece. I had like a shit ton of influx of Greece fans reach out to me. I don't even know if there's wrestling in Greece. I'm like, oh
yeah.
You can hook me up with somebody to talk to. I will talk to them, buddy. I swear. They're like, we want you to come here, and I'm like,
yeah.
You all had wrestling. I mean, I know Greece is the birthplace of Greco-Roman wrestling, but
you
all had what I do. Am I allowed to wear what I wear over there? Because I don't. If I wear a burqa with the thong, I think it's gonna throw the whole aesthetic off. I think it's gonna be a little much.
Because I try to like, I don't know, like my IG page, like try to connect with a lot of different wrestling scenes in Europe and all over the world. And Greece isn't one I've really come across, so that's interesting.
Yeah,
but UK's deathmatch scene is pretty badass though. They've got a lot of good homegrown talent over there.
Like I said, I'm currently in talks with a few different promotions. We're looking preemptively, maybe the middle of October, and then hopefully maybe hit up Australia for their deathmatch tournament come 1st and 2nd November. Maybe number 10. Yeah, that would be nice to add an international one to my list. I think that wouldn't that constitute me being above the other like 10s? If it's international, doesn't that add like a half point? Like it's a 1.5 point if it's international. Ooh.
Definitely adding points to the legacy.
I feel like that should be the counting. I feel like it. We'll see. But I'm working on it. I'm trying.
They've got a cool deathmatch scene over there. Just have some of the shows I've kind of watched over from Australia and stuff like that online, and it seems like they probably got a really cool fan base too. Those Aussies know how to get fucking crazy
down under.
Yeah,
we can hope. The beers over there aren't as strong as ours over here, but it's pretty cheap, and you can get a free beer.
Yeah.
If you're a girl.
They-
So I drink pretty well over there. So as long as they have beers in other countries, we'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, and they eat bugs in Australia too, which is cool.
You see how big their bugs are? That's the only reason I'll never move to Australia.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah. I was
don't
gonna
make me
say there's
mad.
too many of them. Yeah.
No, thank you. Mm-mm.
Oh, it's
Mm-mm.
protein.
Go
You gotta eat the
take go take a
protein.
shit in a snake, crawl out of the fucking hole. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
No, I don't have an outhouse for that very fucking reason. I don't want wasps,
yeah.
bugs,
Fuck
or
that.
fucking snakes coming through the little hole. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. You just have a snake bite in your butt cheeks. Fuck that. I'm not down
Or
with
worse,
it.
your clit.
Let the-
Oh,
yeah.
can you imagine that's gonna fuck up your shit for a while?
Yeah,
Don't do that
Best
to
yeah,
case,
me.
yeah.
I don't fuck
Best
with
case
y'all, buddy.
scenario
I
is
don't fuck
butt
with mine.
cheek.
We don't do that. Mm-mm.
yeah. So what are like going forward? You've obviously accomplished, a ton. What are some like goals that you have overall in the wrestling landscape that you're kind of like, you know, looking forward to and like, still working your ass off towards?
Um,
Like certain promotions you'd like to work with, certain wrestlers
it's
you want to work with, and just overall, yeah.
as far as wrestlers I want to work with, there's a few wrestlers I still want and need a match with. Um, Alex Colon is one of them. Uh, Nick Gage is another one. Neil Diamond Cutter wants another one, which is awesome. Before he's done with it, if we move overseas, uh, I would love a match with Lou Nixon because I'd like to punch him in the face like he does me. uh, I just had a match with Joe, so that's pretty cool. Tim, uh, Danny, Darko. I won a singles match with them. Um, and then Jack. I love Jack Bennett. I'd love a match with
Okay.
Jack Bennett. And then move into Australia, the thing about it is too is there's these girls that are popping up saying that they're queen of this shit, that they're
Yeah.
yeah, and so like I feel like you can't really take that title if you haven't faced people with that title that they didn't put on themselves. So like Charlie Evans, I'd have to wrestle her to match her, like to see where she is on that measuring stick with me. Vixen over in Australia, let's see how well she does. So those are always my curiosities. Yeah, I still have a lot to do. I still have a lot to do. Short
Yeah.
time to do it, but a lot to do. So
Yeah, I mean, 41's young in this game now. As far as like, I don't know. It
do
just
you see the shit we
it's
do? No way.
well, I know, but then I see like Necro and these other superhumans that'll just they're going on forever.
Why you
And
gotta narc on me about my age, bro?
Yeah, what the
hey,
fuck?
listen,
You did a little too
Oh,
much
why? Yeah,
that's a
did that
shoot.
research.
That's a
was that
shoot age.
sincere? Was that disrespectful as fuck?
Hey, I mean, if we said 2
It was a
decades,
hindsight. I was like, wait a minute,
yeah,
you're supposed to say that. No, I don't give a
yeah, I
shit.
meant
It's fine.
no. You made your IWA first appearance. You were 15, right? But
Nope.
yep. So you're about late 30s right now. But
Oh, thank you.
yeah, no problem.
I still get
But
carded, so it's okay.
oh,
I get
you're
told I
lucky. I
don't
haven't
look
got
41 sometimes. They're like, yeah, I don't do hard drugs and I stay out of the sun. I
yeah.
know my limits.
Yeah, I don't. They don't card me, and I get pretty depressed about it. I'm just like, can someone fucking card me? Please.
Try
Can you
Well, if I
shaving.
fucking
had
do
sweet
it?
facial hair like that, I'm sure I'd get carded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just, right here.
yeah. Well, I'm afraid to shave it because then if I shave it and I don't get carded, I'm gonna be double upset.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, what's some kind of we kind of talked about it from the start. Shows you have coming up. Any other stuff you're trying to plug this summer? Are you coming to the East
I'm
Coast at
doing
all
the
this
Wicked.
summer?
I'm actually in, not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm in the Wicked 13 deathmatch tournament. So that might be number 10. Forgot about that. I know I'm trying to start my candidacy for TOD this year because I feel like I should be in. I mean, I want it, so shouldn't I return to see if maybe I could do 2 and 2? I don't know. I don't know.
You should be able to defend it.
I have to. I feel it necessary. So I'm just waiting on my call for there. You know how that is. What else? POR. POR is going to be having shows all summer in Virginia, and those will drop. I think they are on Thriller or maybe Fight TV. I don't know. I'll double check and get back with y'all with that. But I know POR is streamed somewhere.
You're always.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
supposed
and then
to. Mom says I have to plug my social media now.
yeah.
You happy
Let's
now?
plug the socials. You got to plug the socials.
Dang. Will you get off my dick?
Somebody's got to take care of her ass, okay?
You ain't got to take care of nothing. You don't know my booty calls take care of something, but you ain't got to take care of nothing. Shush, damn. Anyway, I'm Mickie Knuckles on Facebook and on Instagram, at Bloody Mickey on X. Oh, I remember this time. X. Anyways, and I just joined Discord too. So I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm on the JCW Discord chat group. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems fun.
The nerds
We'll see what
like
happens.
it. Yeah.
The gathering.
Oh, the gathering of the Juggalos coming up. Yeah, the 2-day war gathering. That's coming up in
That's what-
August.
Yeah. Yes, and all. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Like, because I'm trying to figure out because we have to see you live for sure in this year. So I think Gathering
It's a much
Juggalos might have
different
to be it.
feature live. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching Gallagher on TV as opposed to being front row. Totally different.
Yeah. Because I'm a huge deathmatch fan, and
yeah.
I haven't seen you live somehow.
And I just got
don't know.
booked for the wrestler or We Love Wrestling's Camp Death that they're doing, which is like a camping, like we're in a camping, like it's a campground with fucking little, what do they call those things? Bunks. We got our own bunks. Like I got a bunk, she got a bunk with me. Like we got our own little bunks. That is so awesome. We can't do glass, but that's okay because we don't fucking need glass for having a good time. Already announced it's been Akira, Dale Patrick's, and I should be announced shortly. So
where's that located?
That's gonna be in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's
yes,
cool.
Wisconsin.
That's awesome.
It's a 2-day
Wisconsin?
camping event. The first day is like a Q&A with all the wrestlers there, and you get to hang out with us, and we'll party together and everything else. Shut up. We can't talk about drugs on the air.
Sorry.
Talk about kayfabe, man. Shut your mouth. Anyways, so we hang out, we drink some beers.
We won't be doing
smoking weed. Shut up. Smoking weed. That's it. Anyways, it's hippie day, and then the next day is the deathmatch show. So I'm excited, and we're gonna do pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
come up with. Tell me you don't need help.
You get on my nerves. We still have to drive to Nebraska. Okay.
You gotta be in the
It's
car.
gonna be a fun ride.
I'm gonna push this bitch going 90. I'm gonna be. Got me down.
And you're from Kentucky to Nebraska?
Huh?
So Kentucky to Nebraska? That's the ride you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice
Nebraska
little run.
Going up. I like driving my own car because you can smoke weed in my car.
Yeah, your own rules. Yeah, it's nice having the control. Yeah.
And I like to be able to go wherever I want to go.
Yeah.
Like I get there and I'm like, well, I gotta go. I'm hungry and I don't want pizza. So I'll be back. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Going to the zoo.
Yeah.
We're not going to the zoo.
Well,
you've got a
yeah. Well, you've got a mad busy schedule.
What are you gonna do?
She loves me.
I'm trying to listen to this man's questions.
No, I'm just it's fine.
Take your mouth shut,
it's a good addition. It's a good
Hi,
addition.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Yep.
Taking over your podcast.
Yep. You can, yeah. That's no problem at all. But yeah,
don't give her that power. Don't give her that. No.
Now her interview has begun.
Yeah, plug her social.
She's gonna be incorrigible
what are-
the whole fucking trip now because of you.
Can she plug her
I'm not even
socials?
gonna be able to fit her head in my fucking car now because of you. Thank you, Johnny. Mr.
Can she plug-
Insano. Reminds me of fucking Waterboy. What?
No, I'm glad you got the
reference.
yeah. That's my reference. I have a different name for every podcast because I'm a psychopath.
I watch comedies and cartoons. That's
I'm
what I
about
watch.
to get my crown out of the closet.
I think
Yeah.
You keep that alcohol
covered,
in that
right?
closet. We don't need none of that. I gotta
Yeah.
drive.
Of the week.
Oh, we got to talk our
Oh.
movie of the week. This is how we end every podcast.
Yeah.
We talk
It's a
about
what?
what movie. We talk about what movie we watched this week that really stuck with us?
Okay.
Yeah.
One more thing, plug your book.
Oh yeah, my books get ready to come out. We're doing final edits this week, and it should be out shortly. There you go.
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right, you all go ahead. I got it
Go.
perfectly. Go ahead.
Who wants to
You
go
can start
first?
if you want. Yeah, you can go
Yeah.
All
first.
right,
What's
I watch Girls Trip because Tiffany Haddish is my fucking spirit animal, and one day I will smoke weed with her and hang out with her and try maybe not to go to jail with her. But whatever happens, it'll be a dream because yeah. But yes, I
Yeah.
watched Girls
It'll be a
Trip.
good
You know
hang.
where she gets stuck and she pisses all over everybody. Fucking dies
Yeah.
laughing every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Every fucking time. So yes, that was mine. Go ahead.
Tiffany Haddish
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucking awesome.
I watched
love
this
Tiffany.
movie Presence, and it's about it's like from the perspective of a ghost, and the ghost is haunting the house. It's real. It was real out there, but it was pretty gnarly.
Apparently, according to my sister, we want to see that. I've never heard
You
of it,
should.
but now
Yeah.
thank you.
I recommend it. I
You
liked it a
recommend it?
lot. I had chills.
Yeah, chills. So excited.
Yeah, before Chris says a good movie, yeah, I keep trying to watch like an adult movie of some kind, but I'm a fucking psychopath and I just keep watching Minecraft movies. So yeah, that's my movie of the week.
That's your movie of the
I
week
took my kids to
again.
see that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta see it. You gotta see
Yeah,
it. It's a
I had
nice
to
and
stream Chicken Jockey with them.
There you
Hell
go.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
And that's a
my
good
exactly.
son
parent.
made sure
You
he
got
grabbed
the
my arm. He's like,
chicken.
"Mom, this is it," and I'm like, "I'm ready, buddy."
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
I tried to be the
That would have
loudest
been
one in
me.
there, and I was not. I was ashamed. I
Yeah,
was like, "Damn."
yeah. I got a lot of things in common
We
with
had
your
to sit
kid.
in the very front because it was all booked up.
Yeah.
I'm blinding
Yeah.
bad anyway, so I'm going. Wait, where did it go?
And Chris, what is your movie?
I got 1994's Jimmy Hollywood starring Joe Pesci and Christian Slater. It's for
Hell
fucking
yeah.
Joe
Oh my
Pesci.
god! Oh my god! You said Joe Pesci, and I have to bring this up. I know
Go
I already said a
ahead, go
movie,
ahead.
but go ahead.
No, it's
Alright.
just Joe Pesci tries to be an
Michael
actor in
Jackson
LA and he
movie.
ends up going on a crime spree, basically. Go
Have
ahead.
you all heard? Have you all heard of this movie with Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson has a movie called Moon Man.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Moonwalker?
Yeah.
Moonwalker?
Moonwalker, yes. Okay,
Yes, yes.
so when I was visiting my friends over in Europe for my birthday, we watched that because I've never seen that before. I
It's
had
insane.
so many questions. Like, why did he turn into a car? Why wasn't that explained in the movie? Like, how did they go in between these realms? Why does Joe Pesci got a man bun? Like, why does he want to kidnap these kids for his drugs? Why can't he get other kids for his drugs? Why are these kids that, like, there are so many? Where did the dogs come from? Where did the fucking dogs? Why? Yeah, and then I was like, wait a minute. So Michael Jackson at the beginning of the film gets chased by fans. Half the fans are regular human fans like us. The other half of the fans are claymation, big-headed, bobble-headed fucking fans. No fucking rhyme or reason or sense. Hold on. And then, like, Michael Jackson escapes it by going into the costume room and putting on his bunny costume. But now the bunny costume's animated, right? It's like the claymation animated bunny costume, but it's supposed to be Michael Jackson. So then he goes out in the middle of the desert to escape these fans on this fucking motorcycle. I shit you not. He gets on the motorcycle in the bunny costume. He takes it off, right? It becomes its own entity. So now Michael Jackson in the bunny costume are doing a stare off, and Michael Jackson and the bunny start doing like moonwalking and dancing and everything else. But then Michael Jackson gets attacked from behind for no rhyme or reason by a police officer who points to a sign that's in the middle of the fucking desert that says absolutely no dancing allowed. So Michael gets a ticket for dancing in the desert with the bunny costume that he just wore to escape the half claymation, half regular people from the set where the Statue of Liberty told him to just be himself. None of it makes fucking sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to watch that as a kid,
That
and
made a
it's
lot of sense to me. I don't know.
probably consistently why I'm so
Oh my
fucked up
God.
watching that. But yeah, I think when they were writing that movie, they were doing bumps, but they weren't in the ring. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, so I brought weed over there and somebody's dog ate my weed the first day I was there. So I didn't have weed. I was watching this completely sober. I started drinking. I was like, fuck it, just let me start drinking. Let me do
Yeah.
something because this makes no sense. Like, no sense.
Yeah, make it make
There's a lot.
sense.
And then why would you have a fucking graveyard scene and you're gonna play all of other Michael Jackson's other hits, but you're not gonna fucking play Thriller? You're not gonna play the one fucking music video that's based off a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
Like I was so frustrated with this whole thing, but I couldn't
Yeah.
stop watching. It was like a car crash. And I was like, it's driving me. Anyway, sorry.
This might blow your
I had to get it
mind.
out. You said
This
Joe
might-
Pesci. He's in the movie with Michael Jackson. He's the villain with his
The
man
man
bun.
bun's fire. It's
They
fire.
there was an arcade cabinet for Moonwalker where you can play as Michael Jackson. And the object of the game is you dance to fight people and you have to save children that are inside of like cages.
Yeah.
On
And they have
what system?
It's a
So
real
it's an
game. It's just an
arcade,
arcade
yeah.
game that
So
existed back
like,
in like the 80s or 90s.
yeah,
Guys,
so
try to
some
go
spots,
fund me now.
I've played
Yeah.
it before. It's
yeah,
insane.
some
You know what
spots in
you
the
all should
country
also
still
watch?
have it.
Gotta get the Brits
Yeah.
out.
I'll give you 2 things to watch. I've been giving everybody since I've been back because I watched a lot of Brit TV over there. The first thing I'm going to tell you is to Google Sir Digby Chicken Caesar. Okay?
Okay.
Sir
I love British stuff. So British media is
Sir Digby
fantastic.
Chicken Caesar. I keep,
Okay.
but or Digby Chicken Caesar. That's one. And the second thing you have to look up is Randy Feltface.
Okay.
Okay.
Watch those 2 things and then email me how amazing they are later.
We will. Yeah.
We will.
And if not,
And,
we can't be friends. I've already promised the Brits.
All right. Well, we love the Brits here, and yeah, and you got an awesome fucking
Yeah.
schedule ahead of you.
Yep.
We're gonna be cheering you on, and
you.
100%. I've gone to so many death matches and I haven't seen you live. Some fucking how it just hasn't lined up in my reality, but I'm gonna make it happen this
Well,
year.
hit up these
Don't
companies
worry.
like 7, hit up Circle 6, hit up all of them. Be like, hey, we want Mickie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Somehow I went
I
to
can only
like
do so much, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna see you this year. And whether it's the gathering of the Juggalos or it's that camp out thing in
POD.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make sure it
We'll
happens.
make it happen.
Yes.
You know, yeah, I'll be
Thanks
I'll be
so much
wearing
again.
yeah,
No
I'll be
problem.
dressed like a
Thanks for
chicken
having me,
jockey
guys.
in the front row. Yep,
Oh, hold on.
absolutely.
I gotta say bye to everybody.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Let's. What are your
Guys.
drop your socials too. She can drop her socials.
Christina Hunt on Facebook and on Instagram. That's all I got. I ain't got no X because I deleted that shit when it became a
Hell yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you haven't figured out the certain parts of my family members are on the far left,
But I still love Necro Butcher. Let's put it out there.
bitch, I told you pick a side.
Sometimes I still love Necro Butcher. Sometimes.
I know that trophy's out in that shed. You better stop it. She has this trophy. He gave her a trophy that he won, right? So the other day I got so mad because Necro keeps running his fucking shit talker. And so I took the trophy. I said I was going to smash it. And Dara's like, you ain't going to smash it. I said, yes, I am. She's like, can I videotape it? I said, sure. Go right the fuck to head. I had been 13 deep into Milwaukee's best.
Kill me.
I did not. You got in the way.
I was going to swing the axe and
I was going to try to go graze you. You moved.
Yeah.
But she put the
Maybe
trophy
use it as
in her
the
fucking
weapon.
shed. I'm gonna tear that up. She don't stop talking shit.
Drunk bitch.
That'd be a good future weapon, honestly.
What? The trophy?
The trophy. Yeah. Break it over Necro's head.
You don't want to touch him out your fucking truck. Don't be giving her ideas.
And I had one more question. We were talking
Sure.
about weapons. Has anyone, because this is like my idea. I've always seen like the big red like wiffle ball bats with like all like the, I don't know, like the popper firecrackers or whatever, or they'll light them up on there. But
Mhm.
have they ever combined that with tacks around it too, where you would just have like, okay, I just haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna have to go to a show where that happens.
Yeah, get it together, John.
Hey, I just had to ask. I mean, I'm talking to an expert, so I needed an expert opinion on that.
Yeah,
So
true.
Yeah,
that's
it's
good
one
to
of the
know.
first deathmatch weapons that was used.
So like the
Some
combo of
tacks
both.
around the wiffle
Okay.
ball. Yeah.
Well, with the firecrackers too, though, at the same time.
No. Oh, you
That's what
didn't
I'm
say
saying.
that. But I have seen
No,
that
no.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the combination.
That's like an
of both.
insult to
Yeah, 'cause
injury type of weapon.
Yeah, because I've seen like both of them by themselves, but I just haven't seen a combo yet. So I knew it
I had to
existed
tell
somewhere.
somebody
But
they were gonna make a bat with bees with their stingers on it. And I said, bro, it'll be a legit death match because I'm allergic to bees. Like, don't do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You don't want to.
They
Yeah.
haven't seen
Don't
mine.
carry around it. I'm living life just fucking to the fullest. I don't carry around an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
And I've just
You
read
know
it. Is it?
EpiPens cost? You can get Narcan for free, but not Epi. I'm just saying. So
Yeah, doesn't make sense. But is it pronounced russet plates?
gusset plates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about
GUSSETT.
those?
I love them.
Yeah. How do you? Yeah. We ordered like a couple of years ago like a ICW like grab bag mystery box, and
Other than my axes, yeah, they're my favorite.
yeah. As soon as we pulled them out, just like cut our hands open on them.
Yeah, I
Of
had
course,
one
right on
that was
top.
signed
Yeah.
by John Wayne Murdoch, and I just like
Yeah.
I reached into the thing, and was like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, I
Blood
love
on
gusset
blood.
My
plates.
knuckles so
But
bad.
American gusset plates are different than other countries' gusset plates. Like over in Scotland, they actually order theirs from France because it was a little bit bigger. But the Scotland's gusset plates are really, really small. The points are really small. Scotland's
Yeah.
is like in between ours and or not France is in between ours and Scotland's. So
Okay.
like everybody's got different, like just like the light tubes over in Europe, they're used to the T8s, but we've been accustomed to the T12s, and each one has their own unique aspects on how they break, what's the best way to use them, things like that.
Yeah.
Best bang for your buck on those.
The point to break them and stuff too.
Well, it's just with if you're used to T8s and you use T12s, you're gonna get cut the fuck up because it's it's just different ways to use, like even hitting somebody with the T8 is different than a T12. It just depends on how you do it. One could lead to you being shanked. Another could lead to you just have the normal cuts and impact. It just depends on how you do it. So if you work with somebody who's used to working with T8s and they're working with T12s, you got to be mindful of that. It's like the whole scientific aspect of deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
Just like somebody said something about, could there ever be a deathmatch in outer space? No, because you got to think. So our force of gravity in our air causes, when on impact, the light tubes to combust. So instead of combusting, you'd have breakage, but the particles would just exert and fly all different ways, nonstop, until it inserts or it gets lodged into another aspect. And so it can bounce off surfaces that are meant to be bounced off of, things like that. So death matches in space probably would never be the best idea. I mean, it'd be a cool concept, but not
still
like
waiting for it,
other
though.
things maybe. But
yeah, well, if there's the first death match in outer space, I hope you're in it. And
me too.
Maybe it'll be on Mars if Elon gets his shit together, and you can be in some type of terraformed Mars.
Stop doing that ketamine, man.
Yeah.
It's
really
it might take another 20 years. He's gonna end up going to Mercury or something instead.
Take the weed, y'all. It's safer. I'm just saying.
Oh, I did not know how we got here. But but it was a pleasure, and we're gonna make sure we see you live this year, and I'll be dressed like Steve from Minecraft. That's me. Yeah, of course.
So Sarah Blunt on the left.
Make sure you find me. I will be there. So.
Hell yeah.
We will. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna have to get an autograph from both of you for sure on your 8x10 or whatever. Yeah.
And guys, that's been another episode.
She's gonna be incorrigible now.
Yeah.
I blame you.
Make that car ride more
random
fun.
text messages, sir, with her bullshit all week. This is on you.
Send it to @InvasionAngle. That is John's direct inbox.
Yeah, you can send me the. Yeah, we gotta put sister over too. Gotta give sis the rub. Okay, so this was
She's
another
been rubbed
episode.
a lot by wrestling. You don't need to give her more.
I'm very picky.
Bias. No. I'm very picky on who I say. Yeah, you can hook up with. Sister. Go ahead. I don't care.
Like, no, don't talk to my sister.
I will too. Like, no, I don't need your shit in my gene pool. We're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, you all have a great show.
You too.
Yeah. Good luck. Have fun on the car ride. And this was
I
another
won't.
episode of Invasion Angle.
Invasion Angle.
Bet you love that sweet ass podcast. I am John Cena and I approve this message. Boobies.